In a silent corner you may find some great yogi or tyagi. You must search for such rare souls, and will find them among sadhus, sannyasis, yogis and Naga Babas. Get interviews with them and follow their instructions. When you first come, resolve to chant some lakhs of japa, spending some hours of mantra meditation on beads during the festival. Japa done at holy places and on such occasions will have a marvelous influence. For 15 or 20 days, observe Anustan. You eat milk and fruits only. Do not wander hither and thither. Charity nullifies multitudes of sin. Do plenty of charity. Serve and help the sick and lame. This is your best opportunity to practice what is called Nishkam Karma Yoga, unmotivated devotional service. And again, this is your best chance in 12 years. Unquote. Also mentioned in tourist information books is the rule that neither meat eating, nor gambling, nor drinking alcohol are allowed in Haridwar. As for affectionate rapport between men and women, it is never to be displayed in public, but such a restriction is not even mentioned as it is already a widely observed etiquette throughout India. We are now stepping in the downtown bazaar. Not bizarre, but exotic enough. Although these streets may resemble any commercial, tourist-oriented store strip, they essentially address the pilgrim's need by providing religious paraphernalia, both functional and symbolic. In addition to this central market, which is located next to the ultimate bathing ghat of Har Ki Puri, the city has opened a great quantity of shops for distribution of essential commodities. A question lingers in the mind of many, the problem of drinking water. Arrangements have been made to ensure a very vast supply of pure water. For the occasion, 3,300,000 liters of drinking water is being available every day. But considering the ambient heat combined with a growing multitude of arriving pilgrims, will it be enough? Fortunately, the Ganges flowing by Haridwar is near enough the river's spring that it remains quite safe to drink. Anyone who visited India knows, however, that for the sake of keeping one's health, you better not drink water whimsically, and never from taps of city water supplies. Some people will only agree to drink boiled water, but in most places, water pumps that reach deep underground, and wells such as this, provide reliable, fresh, and very tasty water. As we enter the second week of April, pilgrims keep pouring in the holy city by the hundred thousands from every corner of India. A great number of them travel by bus or by train in family groups of 10, 20 or 30. These folks, for example, are just regrouping outside the train station. Clad in their distinctive way, they are coming straight from the state of Rajasthan. Here is another family which just arrived from the heights of the Himalayas Their eyes are slanted due to their proximity to the Chinese border. Wearing thick cotton and woolen clothing, the men often wear this kind of hat distinctive of mountain people, and the women wear dark robes. By the 9th of April, throngs of newcomers keep rushing in the Kumbha site on time for the 10th of April, which is to be one of the most potent bathing days. It is believed that the Ganges water becomes pregnant with healing spiritual potencies during certain peak times. And finally, when the calendar turns the page to April the 14th, it will not be water flowing down the Ganges valley, but pure ambrosial nectar, the elixir of immortality. At least, the consensus seems quite full among the pilgrims that such is the fact, and that is why they willingly perform the austerities of sharing this small town between the few millions of them. What about eating and lodging? Well, there are no less than 400 spiritual institutions in Haridwar and 300 dharmashalas, which are like free or near-free hotels. Pilgrims can either squeeze themselves in those establishments or in tents erected outside in the fields. Yet, a great many people will prefer to sleep under the stars, taking their slim baggage along during the day. First thing after checking in their lodges, or even before that, all pilgrims make sure to come and purify their bodies, minds, and souls in Ganga's holy waters. The river's sacredness to the heart of all these Hindus is beyond any formal or ritual custom. In fact, such a love is understandable by Western minds only when they acknowledge Ganga not merely as a body of water flowing down the valley as per nature's law, but as a most compassionate personality. Ganga is indeed a person, and more specifically a female. And even more specifically, she is a motherly, delightfully beautiful lady. How is this? No, not just a myth. It is an inherent tenet of the Vedic view of life that all the energized bodies in nature have souls which, although not visible to our limited vision, are manifest in a human-like form. These forms can be seen, however, by one whose consciousness rises above gross matter, thus acquainting himself with higher and higher cosmic levels of perception. Thus, layers of subtle planes separate us from heavenly beauties and wonders endowed with divine traits and shapes. In other words, according to the Vedic view, the demigods would not be some fictitious, man-made personification of nature's forces, but real beings acting as ministers of God's material nature. Indra, for example, administrates rain. Surya is the presiding deity of the sun planet, Chandra the moon, Vayu is the air, Varuna the ocean, Bhuvi the earth, etc. As for Ganga, she is known as a foremost devotee of the Supreme Lord Vishnu, who appeared on the earth simply to purify its inhabitants. Every evening at 7, Haridwar gathers at Harkipori for the warm-heartening ceremony which we are now attending amidst the 2 or 3 millions present. That is the Ganga Puja. Puja is the Sanskrit for worship. These very majestic lamps are thus being offered to Ganga Devi, waved about ceremoniously by priests. The combustible is called ghee, or clarified butter, a symbol of great opulence. And what a cheerful moment! A feeling of intense communion with everyone around this loving Ganga Mata will not fail to enter even the most faithless heart.